Hi, I'm Simon Bailey. I'm the Head of OEM Integration at Safety Shield. The partnership between Komatsu and Safety Shield is one at a platform level. So what that means is we've worked together on an engineering basis to basically create a system that allows customers of Komatsu and obviously McHale to have our HFR system delivered on their machine directly to site. Working with Komatsu over the last 2 years, we've developed special pieces of hardware, special firmware, and also worked with them to create various integrations at various different points throughout the kind of Dash 11's machine structures. Our system is a plug and play unit on their hardware. It's literally a case of the hardware to mount the system is already in place and the cabling system is already in place, so they can just plug it straight in. It's been a long road, and we've had to become fully certified. We've had to have all our test policies and reports done. We've been audited by Komatsu, and very successfully. So we're moving forwards now into the production phase where the customer can actually have it delivered onto the machines. Working with Komatsu, we work with our engineering teams directly. So these are the guys who are actually doing the design on the machines. So we supplied them with all the schematics and all the information that they needed to create the substructures, such as the wiring harnesses, the mounting brackets, and all this. So working very closely with them was really beneficial because it accelerated the timeline and allowed us to be able to kind of match into a pattern that they'd created, which also means continuity. It means replicate, everything's replicable. They can do the same thing over and over again, mainly to minimize the friction into their system, and also reduces the amount of time it takes to install our system on the production line. The biggest, I suppose, one of the big things was actually just making sure that our equipment meets OEM level. So for the last 10 years or so, we've been dealing in the aftermarket arena, which has the kind of bar is a lot lower, but when you reach OEM, you have to up your game considerably. So that meant a complete redesign of the enclosure, for example. So we're now fully IP69K rated for our enclosures. It also meant that the quality of the materials had to be upped, and also simple things like the firmware. We have a very tight and regimented firmware structures and the documentation surrounding it. So for us as a company, it was a huge learning experience, and it's one that's elevated us far beyond what we were at the start of the process. One of the things I like about Komatsu is the ethos that they have around safety and the kind of implementation of that, not just on their machines themselves, but actually in their business as well. They are very, very safety orientated. So the alignment between Safety Shield and Komatsu, their ethos is almost identical. What we are both concerned with is A, producing the best quality product that we can, giving the best service to our customers, and creating the safest operating environment that we can possibly deliver based on the technology that's available. Now, combining Komatsu's world-leading engineering with our world-leading and industry standard HFR, it really was a beautiful marriage. Once the two systems were playing nicely with each other, it was almost meant to be. It was the soulmates had finally arrived together sort of scenario. One of the things that I have learned through Komatsu is they're so dedicated to what they do. They are, without doubt, one of the best manufacturers in the world, not just in the way that they think, but also in the way that they act. Everything about them is very professional. They are very easy to get on with. They're really, really knowledgeable and also flexible as well. So when we pushed back on certain features or functionality, they understood the logic behind our reasons, and they took that on board, and then we mutually agreed on the way forwards. So yeah, I mean, Komatsu and Safety Shield, they are two sides of the same coin from my perspective.